Howdy, hun. Well, I'm here with this special video that I said I would send you here on our YouTube page. Oh wow, look at that. Flintstone vitamins. Always trying to keep myself healthy, like you always want me to be. So, yeah. Everything's going quite fine with me here. You know, had work today, got home, now it's 6 o'clock at night here this time, here in U.S. time right now, 6 p.m. You're probably just getting out of bed now on your time in Vietnam. Of course, you won't see this till later on and whatnot. But as I mentioned to you yesterday when we were instant messaging each other and whatnot, that I spoke to a Vietnamese guy about our situation. Now, a little bit about this guy here. He has two names, of course, because he is a United States citizen, but he also goes back to Vietnam every so often. But I guess he's, you know, a full United States citizen and lives here. His American name is Simon, but his Vietnamese name is, if I can pronounce this right, Ut, I think his Vietnamese name is. It's spelled U-T. U-T. So, Ut, I don't know however you spell that. Ut, I guess. But it's spelled U-T is his Vietnamese name. And he has his own nail salon in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, which is here in the state of Pennsylvania where I live. And he also went to school himself to learn business. This is his own business that he has along with his family members, that they do a nail salon. They, you know, obviously fiddle with people's nails. But it was kind of funny yesterday. You said that he, you know, you thought I went to a nail salon to work on my nails. Really, I only let you work with my nails because you do such an excellent job. Actually, I should find that around here somewhere. The gift card that he gave me, I think it's over there somewhere. He gave me to come to the nail salon anytime I wanted. One of his, you know, family members or whatnot, or he would be there or ask for Simon, and he can help me out. So, you know, I talked to him a little bit yet on Wednesday. I talked to him, and so I asked him a whole bunch of questions. Luckily enough, because I went with a co-worker from work. I told her about our situation at lunch when I seen her in the lunchroom, because she asked about, hey, how are you and Tam doing? So, you know, I told her our little dilemma that we're slightly having right now. But I feel now, after the information I have, I felt a relief a little bit after hearing what this guy had to say, because he comes from the culture that you were born in, so he understands your culture. Now, this guy, he's 50 years old, he mentioned, so he is basically the same age as your parents. I think maybe like 10 years a little younger, but he still comes from the same era that your parents come from, so he knows a thing or two about what's going on. So anyway, I went with my co-worker to this place in East Stroudsburg, to this nail salon. You know, we sat down in his office and we were talking for a little while. He had some free time. He just finished with a customer, so we just got there just in time. So then I ran by the questions, told him a little bit of brief thing, and then we went slowly over things I kind of wanted to know. So I jotted them down in my notebook that I had in my car, but I rewrote them because I knew I was going to be making this video for you, to better understand and maybe come to an idea of what we need to do to get past some of this little problem that we're having now with things going on with your family and all this mumbo jumbo. But I think now we can come closer to a compromise on this whole situation. So I asked him one of my big questions. What exactly goes on in a Vietnamese wedding? Because I was very interested in wanting to know, what is a Vietnamese wedding like? Different from an American wedding. So he explained it to me, this, from all I could write down in the quick amount of time he was talking to me in. So So he said, the morning of the wedding, the bride waits at her house for the groom. Me. So then the groom comes to the bride's house with a gift. The bride's family accepts the gift. Bride's parents then make a speech. Then the bride and groom hold betels, I guess they're called, and nuts from the gift box, and kneel down and bow their heads, or bow 3 times, and offer betels, I guess those are the nuts or whatnot, to the ancestors of the bride's family. The groom then gives the wedding ring to the bride. The ceremony is over, and when the parents have done making their speeches, then the banquet begins. When the banquet is over, the bride and groom get in a car to go to the groom's place. Then a celebration like the banquet is held at the groom's house. Then a bigger banquet is held that same night at a big restaurant. So that is my gathering of what a Vietnamese wedding is, from what I understand. So now you know that I know what exactly is the format for a Vietnamese wedding, which is basically all the things I mentioned. So I do now understand a little bit about Vietnamese wedding and the tradition that it involves. I did mention to the guy that I do kind of like the kneeling down part and the bowing 3 times and the offering of the ancestors. Now that's true tradition there. So that's one thing. So then I told him about our situation. Simon, however we want to pronounce that. So I told him a little bit about our situation. So I kind of rewrote things here to, you know, better than they were on that chicken scratch, because you know how my writing is, woof, all over the place. You've seen my writing, you know how it is. Look at the diary, for crying out loud. That's what my writing is, so I had to kind of make it a little bit better so I can read it for this speech. So let's get on with it here. When I told him that you went here to school, he said, her family's got money. And I said, well, how do you know? That's kind of in a joking way. He said, I come from Vietnam, I know. For her to come to school here, they have to have money. He then asked me, does she want to come here? Being you want to come here. Sorry about that, hun. Mother decided to interrupt. That's alright. I'm back here now. So, anyway, as I was just mentioning before, the Vietnamese guy, Simon, however we want to pronounce it, he then asked me, does she want to come here? I said, yes, she does. He said, it's all up to her to come here. In other words, it's all up to you to come here. He also went on to mention, her parents have no say in it at all. So your parents have no say in this decision that is between you and I. But mainly, the true, ultimate decision at the end of the day is all on you to decide whether or not you want to come here. There is nothing that her parents can do, as Simon went on to mention. The reason that they are acting in the ways that they are is because they worry about Tam. They worry about you, hun. That is the reason why they are acting the way they are. They may lead you to believe, as Simon said, funny enough there, they are probably, the way they are acting, the way they are, makes you to believe the things that you say, that they'll do this, they'll do that, they don't approve of that. The ultimate reason that he said, now he didn't say the words ultimate, but he emphasized the word worry about you.